He did that to my daughter just a few minutes ago.
On August 25th, what officers first heard sounded like a familiar domestic story. A pregnant mother saying her son had forced his way into the home and attacked his sister. But the scene starts changing the second everyone begins talking, because the emotion in that house is coming from one direction far more than the actual threat is. And once the video comes out, the original story starts looking a lot less like a son terrorizing his family, and a lot more like a mother and daughter trying to push him out by any means they can. Okay, I know I say this at the beginning of every video, but it really helps me a lot if you take 2 seconds to like the video. Thanks, and let's get started. First, let's watch the body cam footage in its entirety, and then I'll share my detailed analysis with you.
Yeah, we were just out here like an hour ago, first of all.
Okay. You could just
we'll talk to him.
talk inside. He wants a minute. So
Okay.
it's between him and sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boys' apartment.
Hi.
Hi.
I told you we're gonna get out of hand.
Got it.
My daughter has her arm and I have pictures and everything. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. He did that to my daughter just a few minutes ago. Right here at the front of the door.
Could I talk to your daughter?
Mm-hmm. And here's another one that I took close up. And then there's her arm and her skin's torn right there. But this is all together.
Gotcha. Do you need medical attention right now?
I'm okay.
Can I take a look at the injuries? Try to put the flash.
You want to give me something?
And it's on my face too.
On your neck.
So what happened? I'm gonna push this a little bit.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
So basically, she had already told him that he can't put his stuff in the house. He was anyways. I'm over here getting my son's diaper. As you can clearly see, it's on the table. It's dirty. I want to get it back up. He starts throwing his in here. I tell my mom, hey, you don't want this stuff in the house. I can't touch it. Okay, fine. I won't touch it. He said that she can touch it. Okay, great. I told her, I was like, hey, if you don't want it in your house, like he's putting it inside, go and do it. Okay, great. As soon as he tries to come back in and I get even close because I'm going to go throw my son's diaper, here he comes at me because he thinks that I'm going to take and grab his stuff and go throw it back outside. He gets me by the hand, starts scratching me. I'm sorry for my language.
Okay.
Then gets me from the door. I'm trying to like defend myself and get away from him. I'm in between the door with him. My face is right here where the door handle is. And it scrapes from here to there. He's trying to drag me out the door with him, and I'm trying to pull myself back in. And that's why his shirt is ripped, because I was trying to defend myself and get away. And
then when I got over there, I saw that the door, he had like slammed it on her. And I don't know if that's
that's
like,
why
the
my
whole,
skin broke open right here, and that's why my face and my neck is right here, because I was caught halfway into it.
Okay, to the door.
Yes, into the door.
Because he had her like this, and he had the door like this. And this isn't the first time that he's done something to her, because we've even had to go to court one time before because he punched you, right?
Yeah, he punched me in the face and left a hole in the wall because I was trying to get him away from her.
Which I fixed the hole in the house already, but
Here, I can get it.
I got it. It's okay.
And I have recordings on my phone because I told you guys that I was going to record because how he gets out of hand. I have voice messages and everything. We don't say anything to him, and here he comes already starting with his crap.
Gotcha. Do you have any videos of like right now after we left?
No, I don't have any videos. I just have voice memos of everything that happened. Because I was trying to change my son, get his diaper over here, and go throw it. And at the time, I don't have my phone in my hand.
And then you said you heard it first, and then you went over there, right, to see.
Yeah, I ran over there because I heard her screaming and stuff, and he was like yelling and shoving and the door, and I could just hear everything because I was washing dishes right here.
And then Ms. Tapia, what do you want to pursue charges?
Honestly, yeah, I do. I'm so tired of this.
Sounds good. Let me go talk to my partner real quick. We'll see what your brother Kaden says, and then we'll go from there, okay? I'll come back and talk to you in a little bit.
Thank you.
Sure. What is telling you what happened?
He's saying that, I guess, went through the garage when the mom opened the door. And I guess he went back over here. There was that bag and another bag outside the door. And he tried putting it inside the house. So when he pretty much like went out, grabbed the stuff, and then the sister tried closing the door. And so all he did was put his back against the door and pushing her against the door because she was trying to push him out. And then inside, the sister gets him in a chokehold. Mom tries grabbing his phone and scratches his lip. His shirt is ripped and he does have redness on his cheek. Since they were both attacking him, mostly the sister. That's about it.
So pretty much it's been like a whole civil. They don't want him here. They've been trying to kick him out, but we've already told him that he has residency here, so we can't kick him out. That's what the call was for earlier. There was like no domestic. It was just them wanting to get him out of here.
It's just civil.
Yeah, earlier. And then right now she's saying that, because when we left, they were telling us he's not going to bring any of that property back in. Because they were claiming that he brought it outside himself because he was leaving. That he voluntarily left. And he's like, I never did that. He's like, I literally went through my girlfriend, came back, and all my stuff was outside.
He did admit to pushing her against the door, but he's like, I was just trying to go in.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't the one in the door, I'm simply just trying to go in. And he's like, yeah, she might have a burn on her arm. That's from me pushing her against the door. Like,
She has a bunch of scratches. She has a bunch of scratches, and then she even has like a little bit of like torn skin right here.
yeah, that's what he said. Like, because I guess the door, how the door.
So whenever you were coming this way, you said you were about to open the door, or were you going to close it?
No. So he was already going through his stuff. Okay, whatever. I can't touch it. I'm about to go through the door, and he immediately, because he already had a bag right here.
Okay.
He thinks that I'm gonna go in for it and grab it because I think he saw the motion of me just walking with my hand out like this. I have my son's diaper. As soon as I'm like that, he comes charging in towards me, thinking that I have something on him, and I don't. And there I go, and he grabs my arm. I have the diaper clearly in my hand still, and I'm getting pushed through the door, pushed on the wall, pushed against him, and I can't stop him from doing it. He's much bigger than me. He's much stronger than me.
Gotcha. At any point did you get him in a headlock?
No, I couldn't.
There was no way.
There was no way. Like, I was literally wrapped around like this because he was holding my arm from the back of his neck from this side.
Okay.
And that's how that's why his collar is ripped.
Gotcha. So when you had your hand around here, what was he trying to do? Where was he?
My mom was right here. He was yelling at the time. My arm was locked like this, and that's another reason why I have scratches right here. And I was just trying to like pull him this way so that he could let go of me. And that's why he has all of this is just torn up right here on his shirt.
Gotcha. So your right hand was here, and where were you trying to pull him from if he was behind you?
If he was right here, this is how my arm was. His head's right here. The back of him is right here.
Okay.
I'm trying to pull away like this, and I'm trying to like hold onto the door right here so that I can maneuver.
But with that hand is where she was.
Exactly. This is where I was pulling from his shirt. Because I didn't know if he was going to go and attack her. I wanted him to stop, so I pulled his shirt.
Okay. And what were you doing on this side with him?
I was telling him to stop, and he wouldn't let me. He wouldn't listen to me. He just kept cursing and stuff. And then he said that he was gonna come after me. And then that's when I ran back over here to get my phone because I'm like, no, I'm not gonna allow you to start beating up everybody. And I'm pregnant too. On top of that,
Okay.
you know. And then I saw that that's what he was doing to her. He was pushing her, shoving her. He had the door. Somehow her arm and stuff was getting hit. Like, it happened so fast. And I was just freaking out because I didn't know if he was going to try to slam the door into her face.
Gotcha. Okay. So then the face and this happened from you being against this. Then.
From me being against that, and then from whenever I was trying to come through here, he was pulling me through the door.
Mm-hmm.
The door was open from here, and that's where my face got scratched from right there.
Which way was he trying to pull you?
He was trying to pull me out like this.
Back outside?
Yes.
So were you closing the door on him?
I was holding it, and while he was pushing me, it was like halfway closed like this against me. Like that. So yeah, like him pulling
Like
me
he
was
was
pushing
like
it.
trying to like lock her body into like damage
door.
her body with the door.
So because my body was halfway like this, I was trying to hold on to it to prevent it from happening, and he kept pulling, so the door went in with me.
And then how did you get out of that?
Because I tried pushing myself out of it as much as I could against the wall like this, and I got to the point where I could slip away from him. And as soon as I slipped away from him, I walked off because there's no need for me and him to have any more conflict after what he just did to me.
Well, and then when I ran to go get my phone and I was dialing,
He already
911,
stopped.
He stopped because
he realized that if we record it, that he's done.
Because he thought I was going to record him, but I grabbed my phone and called 911 right away.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me go talk to my partner real quick, just because we're just trying to confirm a couple of things. Okay. Because he's telling us that you were gonna go close the door on him, so he came and pushed the door open, which is why you got hit.
You guys told me that I can't do anything, that he's allowed to bring his stuff in here. Okay, great. I'm not going to go against you guys. I have a son. I cannot go and be arrested.
So how did that bag that was here end up outside?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I have no idea. After he had already been arguing with my mom, I went to go get my son because my son was arguing. So I did not see how his bag landed out there again.
Okay. Same way we don't know how all the stuff got out there, right?
Exactly. I was not here to witness it because I was with my son and he was crying over there in his bouncer.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me go talk to my partner. I'll be right back, okay? You mind if I just let
That's fine.
myself in?
Crash, because my girlfriend, she's gonna come in like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see if there's some way that I can get a hold of my dad or something.
And your stuff?
She said I'm allowed to stay here. So my girlfriend, she hasn't tried.
But you're still like gonna live here? You're gonna keep your hygiene stuff here?
No, she told me that I'm not allowed to eat here or use any of their stuff.
I mean, the thing is with the house, you're allowed to use the kitchen and stuff. Shared common areas, she can't prevent you. Like, she can't. She doesn't want you in her room, then yeah, you can't go in her room or your sister's room. But like shared spaces like the kitchen, the living room, bathroom.
Yeah. Same thing we've been telling you about. Like, yes, you could be here, but then this is probably gonna keep happening. That's the
Because
thing.
the moment you leave and take your stuff, bro, it's like, well, kind of, you could lose residency like that. So.
The thing that sucks too is like as soon as you guys left too the last time, I stayed quiet and then you started talking and all kinds of stuff, and I was just sitting on the couch and stuff, and I have a video of her just walking up to me, talking and yelling in my face to get out and stuff as soon as you guys left.
Do you have that video with you?
Yes.
Should I see it or no?
No, it's not.
See?
Time is it?
I don't know. Oh, 5:22. And this is like literally like a couple minutes after you guys left. And the thing too is like they like to tell every single cop like they've never put their hands on me. The thing is like they put their hands on me ever since like we moved here 10 years ago. And some of it's over stupid stuff too. Like I'll be playing the game, my mom she'll get mad. One time she kicked me in the face with boots. She kicked me in my private part with boots, and I was like 11, maybe 12 years old. And then another time I was just laying on the stairs because she was screaming at me, and I was like maybe 11, 12 too. And she just like came with her boots. It was like a couple of days after, and just started kicking me in my face on the floor, kicking my body. And she just likes to tell everyone that she's never put her hands on me.
Yeah, dude. So where's wait for the video, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
That's the motion that doesn't make sense to me. If think about it, right? Like this is the door, you're pulling me out, right? And then all of a sudden you want to come in, you push me this way. How is this arm gonna end up behind him across if he's coming in like it's gonna be in a chokehold manner? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
So like,
So if I'm pulling,
you're pulling my hand, right? You're pulling my hand like this,
Yeah.
and then boom, you decide to come inside, right? Right, my hand will be up here.
Yeah.
So how did her hand end up around his neck this way? And that's what she's saying she pulled him. Because she's saying that he then came back and pushed his hand against the wall right here. So that's how she got that injury here. That's what she's stating. But how did that happen? How did that motion happen from here to here?
So this is more consistent.
Yeah. That's what doesn't make sense to me. How did her hand end up behind him?
To be asking, hey, Kaden, how did she get you in trouble?
So when I was pushing her, backwards, like my back, I pushed her all the way in, and her hands were like this too. Whenever I was pushing her back, because she was trying to like knee me out of the door, and so her hand went like this around my throat, and then her other one went the other way, and then she started dragging me and trying to hold me.
But then how did she rip your shirt?
So after she got done, because how I wasn't moving, how I told you, she started trying to pull me by my shirt, and that's how it started ripping. Because she literally like grabbed me from back here and started just pulling me.
From this side or this side?
Like in the middle.
In the middle.
But it was with two hands, so I'm like it was right here.
And she was trying to pull you out, or
Yeah, she was trying to pull me out the door.
Because she was the aggressor. His story's more consistent. He has injuries. She has injuries, but her injuries make sense more of the fact that she was trying to fight her own brother. His injuries are more him being the victim, right? Nothing from the wall, nothing from the door. She has the doors from the wall. And what else? He's here.
yeah, he would have dipped. I would have dipped. Or he's gone for a walk.
Everything's like, I have nothing to support her. Like,
I need you to be honest with me, okay?
Okay.
How did that bag get over there?
Which one?
The
He has a bunch of bags out there.
the one that's over there. For this one. I need you to be honest with me, okay?
Okay.
Can you hang out for me in the kitchen while I talk to Miss Tucker?
Yeah,
real quick?
that's fine.
Thank you, Miss Woods.
I was also gonna ask you though, are you gonna take another picture of her other arm that's forming a bruise?
Yeah, I can take a picture of it right
Okay,
now. Thank you. This is where we're having a hard time, right? Because the consistency of the statements, right? Because
Exactly.
trust me, I'm a male. Me as a guy, if I'm putting my stuff outside, it'd be thrown on the ground, not neatly stacked, not in bags, not put out there, right? So I know he didn't put it out there, right? I know you guys were telling me that he voluntarily.
Yeah, he did
Trying to leave me, put it
voluntarily
up
leave.
there.
And before, whenever he has voluntarily left before, he leaves in trash bags, he leaves in his duffel bags, he leaves in his backpacks. All those backpacks he has in duffel bags is because he would constantly be moving in and out of this house.
Gotcha.
So that is how he moves his stuff from here towards there, to wherever else it is that he goes. Towards if it's my dad's, his girlfriend's, my grandma's. That's how he does his stuff.
Okay. I mean, he's a big guy, so if he was trying to go towards her, I'm pretty sure he would have pulled it right away. Especially if your arm is
That's
this way,
why my arm was lodging
he
back
would
and forth.
have twisted this way right away and got him out.
That's why my arm is lodging back and
Yeah.
forth. I did not ever put him in a chokehold. That's why I have these scratches because of right there and because of the door.
Gotcha. So it wasn't from him scratching you, how you told me earlier.
I didn't tell you he scratched me. I told you that the door and this had scratched me. He never scratched me.
Okay. I was just asking, just confirming, just making sure.
No,
I have
it
the
was
statement.
from the door and from this, from him pulling me in and out, from in the door and out the door, and in from here and out there.
Okay. So this is what I'm gonna do, right? I mean, with that video, we see.
Did I asshole turn? No.
No.
Okay.
From what we could see in the video, it's her doing everything, right? And then like I've asked her about like some of the stuff you brought up. She's saying no, that never happened and stuff like that. So this is what I'm gonna do, right? So if you're gonna go with your girlfriend for the night, I think probably what's best, right? I'm gonna give your sister a citation if you do want to pursue charges.
What does the citation do?
So a citation, pretty much, it's an arrest on paper, right? Just because she has her child, I don't want to take her to jail today.
Yeah.
Just I don't want to find placement for the child and then leave the child with CYFD or
Yeah.
not find placement for it.
Yeah, I don't trust her. The kid with his dad anyways.
Yeah, so see, I think it's probably the best course of action. And the citation, she still has to show up to court and answer for those charges, right? Which would be battery, right? It is simple battery because you guys are brothers, so you guys are household members. But she has to show up to court, take care of that, and then if she gets convicted by it from the judge, then it's 90 days in jail. Because yeah, like in their video, it's because that's what someone thinking. Like they're trying to either set them up because they have a recording of the whole thing, and then like all the recordings that start, it's like the mom yelling at him, like, "Get out! I don't want you here. Nobody wants you here." And like those transcripts, I was like, "Well, hey, like, did you start or did he start?" Because I'm like, every time it's your mom yelling at him first.
yeah. I'm gonna try to skip it.
And in the video, he has his timestamp before, and I was asking, I was like, "Well, at any point did you approach him?" And they're like, "No." And I asked her between the time that we left to now that you ever approached him. He's like, "No." And then after I told him, I was like, "Well, there's a video of you, like right next to him on his face at the couch." He's like, "Oh no, yeah." Before this video, before she started recording, yeah, I did go up to him. I was like, he's gonna go grab some property, and then he's gonna head out for. He's gonna grab some, I guess, some shaving stuff.
It's
some-
already
doesn't have nothing in
There's
my
nothing
house.
in this house.
It's
I got you. You can just go ahead and grab whatever you need.
It's
doors-
not in there.
The doors are locked all
Yeah,
up
she
there.
can't.
I'm sorry, but they're all locked.
I got you. Well, if he breaks it to get in, we can't charge him for that. Just so you guys know, okay? Because I mean, it's.
Well, there's nothing in there.
I got you. Well, I can't
All
prove
his
that.
stuff is out there.
Okay. So, Ms. Harper, you are getting charged for battery. You're going to be receiving a citation today, okay?
Why am I being
So
charged?
we were able to get footage of you guys fighting over the bag that you said that there was no bag for. And then we see you jumping behind him, trying to get a chokehold on him on the video.
I did not try to put him in a chokehold.
I got you. That's what
You were also pushing him out the door.
He was pushing.
I got you. That's what we saw on video. We're not going to argue this.
Okay,
No.
great. So what is this citation?
So a citation, so pretty much you're just getting charged with battery for right now, right? You're not going to jail. It's just like a ticket on paper, right? So you're going to have 3 days to show up to municipal court. It'll be at City Hall still to answer for the citation. They'll give you an actual court date, and that's where we will go up to a judge and present our evidence to him. Reference the charges.
So then what else does this mean? Because I have a kid, clearly, as he knows.
Yeah.
It's locked, and I already told you guys none of his
So
stuff is in
it's a citation. You still have to answer it. So you have 3 days. You have till Thursday.
I understand that I have to answer that.
Yes.
I understand that, but what else further does that mean?
Like, as in what sense? Like,
Because I have a child?
yeah.
Because I'm going through this whole other court process with my son's father.
Yeah.
So does that affect anything else that I'm going through? Because of this charge, if he wants to keep it there on the record, then what does that further mean?
Yeah, so you're not being convicted of it. You're just being charged of it. Meaning you still have to answer to a judge, but it's not like on your record, right? This shouldn't affect your civil process for custody dispute. This shouldn't affect this because it's 2 different systems. It's civil and then it's this criminal.
And if you're gonna cry about shaving cream, the shaving cream.
Hey, ma'am. So, hey, guys. So we're not gonna be arguing right now. So, what do you need right now?
He needs his
Guys,
shaving
ma'am,
cream
just-
and stuff, and it's out there. If you would go walk him out there, he's gonna find it in there. All his stuff is in there.
Okay.
All of his stuff.
So how does he believe it's still in here if he's not? If he's
If
still
you
on
would
the packet?
go look, you would see.
Ma'am, Miss Woods.
If you would go
Miss
look,
Woods.
you would see, and it's not woods, it's wood.
Miss Wood.
If you would go look,
Miss
you
Wood.
would see that it's out there.
Miss Wood. So,
He just spit up all over me. Can you give me?
well, if you want to go check on, we can't stop you
I
from.
can't. It's locked and I don't want to break it.
It's locked.
That's all right.
I've already told you there's that.
I got you.
But I know it's in there because I took a shower
It's
today.
not.
I got you.
I don't have no reason to lie to you, dude. All your stuff is not in my house.
You just
Nothing.
lied.
You know what?
No,
Can
I
I
did
take you
not.
up there just
I'm
so you
telling
Yeah,
you
can we go
that
check? If you can
nothing
go check,
is
now we
in
can.
my
Ma'am,
house of
Miss Wood.
yours.
Can we just please stop yelling?
Can he stop freaking trying to dictate me and trying to tell me what I know, what I don't have in my house?
Yeah, but you told me
You
that.
can simply
Yeah, I can follow
walk
you.
out there and see.
You check it, sir.
Yeah,
It's,
we'll
in,
check. We'll-
it's in the 3rd drawer on the little shelf, and it's also under the sink on the left side.
Okay, what color is it?
There's 3 black bottles.
Gotcha.
Where was that? That's not
Under the
yours.
sink, It was.
The red bottle is not
This is
yours.
mine.
No, it's not.
Cameron uses a blue one.
No, that's not yours.
Cameron uses a blue
Gotcha. So we're gonna argue over
Karen
property.
uses
If it's your brother, just leave it. If you're gonna take it, take it. So just because he's leaving right now doesn't mean he does still have residency here, right?
Well, everything's gonna be locked, and then
I got you. Well, if he were to break in,
got
gotcha. Well, if he were to break in, he still has residency here, so he would not be charged for breaking in, entering anything.
Well, none of his stuff is in
I
here.
got you, and
so
I-
you would
okay,
be making
I know
it
that.
harder
And
for
if that
yourself,
was his
Kaden.
room and stuff, and if he wants to
It's
charge,
not.
if
There's
he wants to
nothing
pursue
in
charges
there.
for deprivation of property, he can as well.
There's
Nothing in there.
there's
Gotcha.
nothing in there.
Okay, and I mean, I believe you. I know there's nothing in there, but I'm saying he can still come in here if he wants to, okay? The only
Well,
way you can
no,
properly
he
evict him,
can't.
yes. I'm
No.
telling you yes.
He can.
No.
The only way, okay, you can say no all you want, but yes. So the only way you can get him out of here completely is if you properly evict him or go that restraining order route that we told you about earlier. Okay?
I don't even know why you still want to keep coming to my house when you're not wanted and nobody wants you here.
brother.
No, that's not an
I
excuse,
got you. We're not
Kaden.
arguing if you want to head out.
He
All right.
don't even want you here either.
All right, so we're going to get out of here.
Nobody wants you here. Don't come back to my house, Kaden.
So by breaking in, what do you guys mean?
So, like, if you were to break a window to get inside, it's your house. You have residency here. The only thing we talked about, remember, was that deprivation of property. So we can't charge that, right?
Yeah.
Because it has to be a house member. That's the only charge we have.
Really?
Yeah. So. Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm waiting for him to leave. He needs to leave. You got what you needed?
I'm
That's all you
talking
have
to
left in the bathroom? Get out. Get off my property.
He doesn't have
He doesn't
Well,
have to.
Get out.
Ma'am, he doesn't have
I don't care. I'm not
We're-
leaving from
we're-
right here till you drive away with your little girlfriend.
civil. And
Okay, so can you please go?
ma'am,
Go, Kaden.
I have to talk to them.
No, you don't.
Gosh, if you want, we
You've
can talk
already
over
got
that.
what you
Okay.
needed.
Cool.
bro, the visit keeps going on. You can even see her. So
Yeah, that's what I tried to do last time, and then the cops, they just let the case go.
No, suing was different.
Yeah, suing was civil.
Oh no, yeah, I told him about it. Like I even tried to go to court for her, and it just nothing happened.
Gotcha. So it's a little different, right? Because like we deal with criminal stuff, like anything with civil stuff, we don't get involved with that at all.
Yeah.
It'd be like you actually getting a lawyer and taking her to court for property or for whatever reason you want to take her for. Because we wouldn't get involved in that at all.
All right.
All right. Sounds good. Well,
Thank you, guys.
good luck with everything, bro.
Thank you.
This one is ugly in a very different way from most body cam calls. Usually the first question is, who threw the first punch? Here, the deeper question becomes, who has been turning this house into a pressure cooker for a long time? Because the more the scene develops, the less this feels like a sudden violent outburst from a dangerous son, and the more it feels like a young man who has been living inside a deeply hostile home environment and finally got smart enough to start documenting it. That matters. Not just emotionally, but legally too. Domestic calls are often won or lost on who controls the first story. This time, the first story sounds dramatic, but it doesn't survive contact with the details. The mother opens with the strongest accusation available. He attacked his sister. He forced himself in. He did this to her arm. He did this to her face. She is done. She cannot do this anymore. She has pictures. She has prior history. She has recordings. She has all the language ready. At first glance, that sounds powerful. But sometimes people who are telling the truth sound overwhelmed, and sometimes people who are trying to steer police sound prepared. She sounds prepared. Not calm, not credible, not clear. Prepared. There's a difference. Her daughter helps reinforce the same version, and together they try to give the officers a clean villain before the officers have really had time to examine the mechanics of what actually happened. That is why the physical details start to matter so much. The officers do something pretty smart here. Instead of just reacting to emotion, they slow the story down and make everybody walk through body position, arm placement, door movement, direction of force, and the order of actions. That is where weak stories start to fall apart. You can fake outrage a lot more easily than you can fake geometry. Once the daughter starts explaining how her arm supposedly ended up where it did, how she got pulled, how the door moved, how his shirt ripped, how her injuries happened, it starts sounding less and less natural. The officers can feel it. They do not say it immediately, but you can hear them testing whether the motion she is describing even makes physical sense. That is good police work, and legally, that is a big deal. In domestic battery calls, officers are not supposed to just go with whoever is crying harder or whoever called first. They are supposed to identify the primary aggressor. That means looking at injuries, yes, but also looking at consistency, self-defense claims, size differences, witness behavior, prior context, and whether the physical evidence matches the story being told. A scratch by itself does not solve the case. A torn collar by itself does not solve the case. But when one story keeps requiring the laws of motion to bend while the other one starts fitting the injuries better, that shifts everything. The son's demeanor is one of the biggest reasons this starts tilting in his favor. He does not sound like the out-of-control aggressor they are trying to sell. He sounds tired, careful, specific, sad in a way that feels old, not theatrical. And that old sadness matters. When he starts describing things his mother allegedly did years earlier, boots to the face, kicks to the body, screaming over nothing, he does not sound like someone inventing a monster on the fly. He sounds like someone who has been living with one for a long time and is now describing a pattern he knows too well. His calm does not automatically prove innocence, but in this context it cuts hard against the mother's version. The most emotionally stable person in the scene is the one they are calling the problem. That tells you a lot. And then there is the video. That changes the atmosphere immediately, because now the officers are no longer trapped between two family narratives. They get to see who approaches whom, who is yelling first, who keeps pushing the conflict forward, and what the house sounds like once police leave. That is huge. The line, "Nobody wants you here," lands hard for a reason. It is not just cruel. It gives away the entire emotional structure of the house. This is not a family trying to de-escalate a dangerous son. This is a parent using rejection as a weapon and doing it so openly that even a child in the middle of the chaos is begging for the yelling to stop. That kind of detail says more than any polished accusation ever could. One of the darkest parts of the whole clip is the baby in the background. There is so much screaming, so much chaos, so much emotional filth in the room, and the baby does not even seem shocked by it. That is not proof in the legal sense, but it is absolutely telling in the human sense. It suggests this environment is probably loud, hostile, and unstable often enough that the people living inside it are no longer reacting to it like it is unusual. That is what makes the mother so hard to watch. It is not just that she is angry, it is that she has normalized a way of speaking to her own son that sounds more like a bully trying to break somebody down than a parent trying to set boundaries. The mother-daughter dynamic is also worth paying attention to. The daughter does not come off as a completely separate actor here. She feels absorbed into the mother's emotional weather. That is why the scene gets so toxic. It is not just one difficult parent. It is a little alliance. The mother sets the emotional tone, and the daughter seems to follow it, reinforce it, and eventually physically act within it. That makes the son's position much worse, because now he is not just defending himself against one unstable person. He is being outnumbered inside a house where the dominant emotional rule seems to be, if he resists the narrative, turn the volume up and call the police. That is a horrible position to live in. What the officers gradually realize is that the house conflict and the residency conflict are tangled together. Earlier, they had already explained that he could not simply be thrown out on the spot because he had established residency there. That legal point matters a lot. Once someone legally resides in a place, you cannot just decide they are not welcome anymore and use force or intimidation to make them disappear. You need an eviction process, or in certain cases an order of protection, but not household improvisation. That is one reason the mother's behavior looks so bad here. She is not just angry, she seems determined to achieve, through pressure and chaos, what the law will not let her do casually. And that helps explain why the officers keep returning to the bags, the placement of his belongings, and whether his property was put out deliberately. That sounds small, but it is actually a major clue. If the son truly chose to leave voluntarily, the story feels one way. If his things were being staged, moved, or used to force him out, the story feels very different. The officers clearly start noticing that the mother and daughter are not being fully honest about how his stuff got outside. Once that happens, the entire case starts to reframe itself. Now it looks less like they were reacting to his aggression, and more like they may have been provoking a confrontation around his property and then trying to freeze the story at the exact moment that would make him look worst. That is the turning point in the whole scene. Not when the first injuries are shown, not when the mother says she wants charges. The turning point is when the officers stop listening to the loudest version of the story and start testing whether it can actually survive physical reality, video evidence, and timeline questions. Once they do that, the emotional center of the call shifts. Suddenly the son is not the obvious aggressor. Suddenly the mother does not look protective. She looks vindictive. And the daughter, instead of looking purely victimized, starts looking like someone who is physically involved in a way that may itself have crossed the line into battery. There is also something especially revealing in how the mother talks to police. She does not just want help, she wants endorsement. She keeps trying to push them toward her preferred conclusion, and when they hesitate or correct her, she becomes insistent in that same harsh, dominating tone. That matters because it mirrors the exact problem inside the house. She does not seem able to tolerate another person having their own independent reality. The son must be the bad guy. The officers must validate that. The daughter must fit into that picture. The child must fit into that picture. Even the property dispute must fit into that picture. And when reality resists, she just gets louder. The son, by contrast, is actually doing something very smart that a lot of people in abusive households never manage to do. He records. That is not a dramatic detail, it is a survival detail. It means at some point he realized his memory and his word were not going to be enough. He understood that once police arrived, the person who cried first and yelled hardest might control the whole situation unless he had something objective. That kind of adaptation usually comes from repeated experience. People do not usually start secretly recording their mother because of one random bad morning. They do it because chaos has become patterned, and they finally realize they need proof. The officers deserve some credit here too. It would have been very easy to arrest the son quickly and call it a day. They had visible injuries on the daughter, a mother demanding charges, a recent 911 call, and a familiar domestic structure. A lot of bad arrests happen in exactly that kind of environment, but instead they keep checking, they keep comparing, they keep testing the story against motion and against footage, and eventually they do what officers are supposed to do when the original narrative collapses. They pivot, they cite the sister for battery, they avoid taking her in only because of the child's situation. That is not softness, that is targeted discretion. The legal process still starts, just without creating another childcare crisis on the spot. The saddest part is that none of this feels new. The mother's voice, the daughter's alignment, the son's recording habit, the child begging for the yelling to stop, the officers already having been there earlier, it all points in the same direction. This house has probably been emotionally unlivable for a while. The police did not arrive at the beginning of the problem. They arrived in the middle of a family system that has already learned how to wound itself in familiar patterns. What stays with you after this one is not just who got cited. It is the cruelty of the home itself. A parent telling her own son nobody wants him there. A daughter apparently stepping into the same emotional mold. A child trying to calm adults who should be protecting him. And a young man sounding more grounded than the people trying to paint him as the threat. That is why the structure of this case matters so much. It is not just a domestic call that changed direction. It is a domestic call that exposed who had really been poisoning the room the whole time.